Every journey begins with one step. Episode 1. Sarah's Journey. From Fear to Confidence. Hello everyone. Welcome to Life Stories and Adventures, a podcast designed to help you practice and improve your English listening skills step by step. My name is Adam, and I am very happy to be your guide today. Today, we are starting a brand new series. In this series, we will follow inspiring stories of people from different parts of the world. We will learn about their challenges, their dreams, and their achievements. In our very first episode, we will listen to the story of Sarah. Sarah is a young woman who wanted to learn English, but she had a big problem. She was terrified of making mistakes. She was afraid to speak. In this episode, we will follow Sarah's journey from complete silence and fear to fluency and strong self-confidence. Please relax, sit comfortably, and listen to the story. Let us begin. Our story begins in a small and quiet town. Sarah is 24 years old. She is ambitious, hardworking, and kind. Sarah works as a graphic designer. She creates beautiful logos, websites, and visual designs on her computer. Sarah loves her job, but she has a big dream. She wants to work for an international company. She wants to collaborate with clients from Europe, America, and Asia. However, there is one major obstacle in her way. Almost all international clients communicate in English. Sarah studied English at school for many years. She knows many grammar rules. She knows how to write simple sentences on paper. But when someone speaks to her in English in real life, her mind goes completely blank. Her heart starts beating fast. Her hands begin to sweat. She feels a huge wave of panic. She often says to herself, "My English is not good enough. If I try to speak, people will laugh at my accent. They will think I am not smart." Because of this fear, Sarah always avoids speaking. When a foreign client sends an email, she uses online translation tools. When someone asks her a question in English, she just smiles, nods her head, and leaves as quickly as possible. Her fear is keeping her in a small box. One rainy Tuesday morning, something important happens at Sarah's office. Her manager, Mr. David, calls an urgent meeting with the whole team. Mr. David stands in front of the whiteboard and makes an announcement. "Team, I have great news. A famous international sports brand wants to work with our agency. They need a team to design their new global marketing campaign. This is a huge project, and it offers a great promotion for whoever leads it." Sarah's eyes light up. This is the exact opportunity she has been waiting for her whole life. She has amazing ideas for this sports brand. She can already visualize the designs in her mind. Then, Mr. David adds one final detail. The client is based in London. The leader of this project must present the ideas in English during a live video call next month. Sarah's heart drops. Suddenly, all her excitement turns into deep disappointment. She looks down at her desk. She wants to raise her hand and say, "I want to do it." But the voice of fear inside her head whispers, "You cannot do it, Sarah. Your English is terrible. You will make mistakes during the presentation. Everyone will see your stress." Because of her fear, Sarah remains silent. Another colleague, who speaks English with great confidence despite making many grammar errors, raises his hand and gets the project. Sarah goes back to her desk with a heavy heart. She feels defeated. That evening, Sarah returns home. She cooks a simple dinner, but she cannot eat. She sits on her comfortable sofa, looking out the window at the rain falling on the street. She reflects on what happened at work. She realizes something very important. Her lack of English is not holding her back, but her fear is holding her back. She sees that her colleague was not perfect at English, but he was brave. He took the opportunity because he was not afraid of making mistakes. Sarah stands up and looks at herself in the mirror. She says out loud, "No more excuses. I am tired of living in fear. I am tired of losing opportunities. I will learn to speak English, not for a test, but for my life and my future." This is the turning point for Sarah. A turning point means a moment when an important change takes place. Sarah decides to change her mindset completely. The next morning, Sarah begins her new learning routine. But this time, she does not buy boring grammar books. She does not try to memorize long lists of rules. Instead, she decides to make English a natural part of her everyday life. First, she changes the language settings on her smartphone, her laptop, and her social media accounts to English. At first, it feels strange and a bit difficult, but soon her brain gets used to seeing English words every single minute. Second, she stops listening to music in her native language during her morning commute. Instead, she listens to simple, slow English podcasts, just like the one you are listening to right now. She listens to stories, interviews, and educational lessons while walking to work or cooking dinner. Third, Sarah starts a daily practice called self-talk. Every evening, when she is alone in her room, she describes her day out loud in simple English. For example, she stands in her kitchen and says to herself, "Today was a busy day. I created 2 logos. Then I ate a salad for lunch. Now I am making green tea." First, she hesitates. She stops to search for words. But there is no one in the room to judge her. There is no pressure and no fear. This daily practice helps her brain connect thoughts directly to English words without translating from her native language first. After 3 weeks of consistent practice, Sarah feels ready for the next big step: speaking with a real human being. She downloads a language exchange application on her phone. A language exchange app allows people from different countries to help each other learn languages for free. On the app, Sarah meets a girl named Emily. Emily lives in Toronto, Canada. Emily is learning Sarah's native language because she plans to travel there next year. They decide to have a 30-minute video call every weekend. 15 minutes speaking in English and 15 minutes speaking in Emily's target language. On the day of their first video call, Sarah feels nervous again. Her hands are cold. But when Emily appears on the screen, she smiles warmly and says, "Hi, Sarah. I am so happy to meet you. Please don't worry about making mistakes. My Arabic is terrible, so we can make mistakes together." Hearing those words makes Sarah relax immediately. During the call, Sarah makes several mistakes. She uses the wrong verb tense, and sometimes she forgets simple words. But Emily does not laugh. Instead, Emily listens patiently, helps her find the right words, and encourages her. Sarah realizes an amazing truth. Real people do not care about perfect grammar. They only care about communication, connection, and understanding. 2 months pass by. Sarah continues her routine, listening to podcasts daily, talking to herself, and speaking with Emily every weekend. Her confidence grows stronger day by day. She no longer feels panic when she hears English. One afternoon at work, an unexpected situation occurs. Mr. David rushes to Sarah's desk. He looks extremely stressed. "Sarah, we have an emergency," Mr. David says. "Our colleague who was supposed to present the new project to the London client is sick today. The video call is in 20 minutes. The client cannot reschedule. Is there any way you can present our design ideas to them?" 2 months ago, this situation would have been Sarah's worst nightmare. But today, something inside her has changed. She takes a deep breath. She feels a small spark of nervousness, but underneath that nervousness, she feels ready. She looks at Mr. David, smiles calmly, and says, "Yes, Mr. David, I can do it." Sarah goes to the quiet conference room. She opens her laptop and logs into the video meeting. On the screen, 3 executives from the London company appear. The main director says, "Hello, Sarah. Thank you for joining us on such short notice. We are excited to see your design concepts." Sarah takes one last deep breath. She remembers her practice with Emily. She remembers her daily self-talk. She remembers that she does not need to be perfect. She just needs to be clear and passionate. She begins her presentation. "Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I am very excited to share our creative vision for your new campaign." Sarah speaks slowly and clearly. She uses simple vocabulary, but her explanations are clear and well-structured. When she does not remember a complex word, she simply uses a simpler synonym. She focuses completely on her passion for the design. The presentation lasts for 20 minutes. At the end, there is a moment of silence on the video call. Sarah holds her breath. Then, the director in London smiles broadly and starts clapping. The other executives join him. "Sarah, that was brilliant," the director says. "Your designs are beautiful, and your presentation was very clear and direct. We love your ideas. We want to sign the contract with your agency." When the call ends, Sarah steps out of the conference room. Her entire team, including Mr. David, is standing outside waiting. They break into applause. Mr. David says, "Sarah, that was incredible. You saved the project." Sarah walks back to her desk with a huge smile on her face. She feels a deep sense of pride and joy. She did not just win a big project for her company. She won a personal battle against her own fear. Sarah's story shows us an inspiring truth. English is not an impossible barrier. The only real barrier is the fear of being imperfect. When you accept your mistakes as natural steps in the learning process, you unlock your true potential. Before we finish our episode today, let us review some useful vocabulary words from Sarah's story. Listen carefully to these words and their simple definitions. Ambition. A strong desire to achieve success or reach a big goal. Obstacle. Something that blocks your way or makes it difficult to achieve progress. To avoid. To stay away from someone or something deliberately. Turning point. The moment when a significant and important change occurs in a situation. To hesitate. To pause before doing or saying something, often because you are uncertain or nervous. Consistency. The quality of doing something regularly and continuously over time. Synonym. A word or phrase that means exactly or nearly the same as another word in the same language. Try to use these words in your daily English practice this week. Thank you very much for listening to the first episode of Life Stories and Adventures. I hope Sarah's journey inspired you today. Remember, you do not need to speak perfect English. You just need to speak with courage. Every word you practice today is a step closer to your dreams. Be patient with yourself, keep going, and never give up. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to our podcast, leave a like, and share it with your friends and family who are also learning English. My name is Adam. Keep practicing, stay positive, and I will see you in the next story. Goodbye. Thank you for listening. See you in the next episode.